Hi everyone, this is Diane. I'm working on the two journals. Well, I'm actually just working on this one, and I have it is a bird themed journal. I said it wasn't going to be, and then I said it'll lean toward one because I'm using a lot of bird images, and now I'm just going all out with bird images. So it's a bird themed journal, but it's got lots of bright colors and it is eclectic at the same time. I have the first signature pretty much done, so I would like to start working on the second signature. Oh, and I wanted to show you, I made a card with one of the backgrounds that I made with the Distress Oxide ink pad and the Distress Spritz spray. And I thought that looked really pretty. So I wanted to make sure you got to see something I made with those backgrounds. And of course, I'll be making more of those for these journals. I'll just work on this signature today. So I have this image that's from one of the Little Big books where I got the cover images from. And this text was with this image, so I'm putting them together. And this is a question: when is the best time to hear birdsong? And it says birdsong's at its most intense at dawn's first light, and then there's more text there. So I'm just going to collage this on here with some little scraps. I have a colored scrapbook paper here. I should have filled my bottle, but I didn't. And this is from an old ledger. And then I have the text part, and I backed it. I rounded the corners, inked it, and backed it onto black cardstock. And I like the look of it. I usually round. If I round the inside, I'll round the outside. But I like this look. It almost looks like a TV screen, which isn't what I want it to look like, but I think it looks kind of cool. And I want to see how this looks on the edge. This is symmetrical, so I think it would look better. Well, this one is symmetrical too, but it's different. I think it would look better if it was a flat edge and then a not flat edge. So I'll look for a different kind of a lace to put out there. And I will look for a scrap of trim or something to put up there. And I have folded the paper up. Instead of cutting it off, I folded it up. So I'll be sewing that down, and I want to sew, like I did here, I'm going to sew a journaling spot there. But I need to, or not sew it, but yeah, I guess I did sew it. But I need to stamp some. So I cut some of this thin craft paper, a light color. I cut those to the size I want, which was 2 3/4 wide and 4 3/8 long. And I'm going to stamp some journaling spots on them. This says day record. date straight. I'll stamp 2 of those because I'll put one in the other journal too. And let's see. This says memory record. Let's see what else I have. I already did those 2. You say the craziest things. These are more for like journaling what kids say. Out of the mouths of babes, that funny thing you said. You are so silly. What did you say? To quote what you said. I think I'll use that one because that doesn't have to be so much a child. It could just be remembering something that someone said to you. And it has a space for the quote and a date. And I guess I'll do this memory record one that's on a grid. That's all I have cut, so that's all I will do right now. So I'm going to go sew these on and maybe sew the lace to the side if I can find a lace, and I'll be right back. Well, I have the lace sewn on the edge. It's an actual hand crocheted vintage lace, and then these pieces sewn on, and I need to find a antique postcard. That one has some pretty flowers. And I'll make another collage card, or I'll either do that or let me look. I pulled out a bunch of my handmade ephemera that I have had for a while. I pulled some out that would match the colors. And I'd like to use some of it. I think I'll tuck this booklet in the back. Now I have some bird stamps that I thought I would like to use. So I'm going to see in this signature that's already done, I'm going to look for spots to stamp a bird. I think I'll put one on this page. This is a thin paper, so it will probably show through. So I think I will stamp it on a scrap. It doesn't want to tear very well. Well, that did. I'll stamp one for the second signature. I don't like it like that. I don't like it when it has those little points. I'm going to ink around the edges and then glue them down. Okay. I'll need one for the third signature. I think I'll do this one. Now this paper looks blank on the front part because the design is over here, so I'm thinking I'm going to flip it around. Yeah, that's better. Okay, go back to the second signature, and what is next? Oops. This is the second signature. This is the first. Let's see what's next. I need the postcard back in there, and I'm going to put some sari silk or chiffon or something on the edge of that, but I'll do that off camera. And I just want to put an embellishment here. I have this pink and yellow slide, but I don't want to use the same thing, so maybe I'll just put a pretty letter on the edge of the page. I'll glue this up here. I made this with a tiny word that I stamped and a scrap of gift wrap on cardstock. I'm going to make a pocket with one of my inked papers that I just did. I'll do this section. I cut it 4 inches deep. And I'll add a small piece of fabric to it. I've got some scraps I already pulled. That's cute. I like that one. Well, I want more. And a little bit of lace across the top. Here's where I could use this. So I'll do all this sewing and I'll be right back. Okay, I will glue this pocket on, and then I'm going to look for a playing card to tuck in because I made this little fabric piece of pocket. So let me see if I have any bird cards. There's one. I know an owl's a bird, but not the kind of bird I'm looking for. And I'll tuck some things into this pocket. I have this large envelope that came with the kit. Or maybe, I think it's supposed to be a little pouch. Okay. Okay, I'll tuck that in and I'll put something there so you'll have something to pull it out with. And I will put a bridge tally sheet or something in there. Here's a canasta score pad. Guess it needs to be a little shorter. What a fun little pocket. So this is one that printed incorrectly on the back. So I need to cover that with something. And I will add some paper that you can journal on. That could go over there. So we'll just have a patchwork theme going on here. What happened to that paper? glue this one down first. And there's that. Doesn't go in that signature. Goes in this signature. And I found the postcards that I had pulled. So this one has a bird on it. I'll put that in here. So the next page is a ledger, and I'm going to put a piece of sari on it like this. Not like this, but this kind of fabric. I don't know what it will look like. So I'll do that, and then on the next page, I have a dictionary page, and I'm just going to add a large tab. Maybe I'll just put this on it. Use up one of my ready-made pieces. to erase the pencil marks on this edge. On this one, I glued a little booklet that I had made. It was in my stash, but I don't think I want to do that in every signature. So I will clip this little piece that you can journal on and one of the digital tags to this page. And why not? Let's do a ticket too. Got him sitting right here. I might change out the paper clip, but it's just a plain one for now. Now on this page, in this signature, I have 2 images from the books, but they don't necessarily have to come from the book images. Let's see if I can find something real quick. That would be good, and that goes well with the colors too. Bird is the word, the language of birding. See if that is small enough to fit. Yeah, just barely. So I will put these probably, I'll put them on a piece of cardstock. I'd like to get one that light blue color, like the aqua blue color. So on this one, it could be on top, but not on the sides. And this one, it could probably the same. Yeah, there's room, but not much. So I'll just put it on the top. So that'll be there. And that's the center of the signature. I think we'll stop it here. And I've got other things I need to do, so I'll come back to this. I don't know, tomorrow's Sunday. So I don't know if I'll be down here tomorrow, but I will continue. And I'm really enjoying doing these journals. And I'm glad that I'm going with a bird theme because it's kind of fun. I don't work with bird images a lot, but I do like them. So I think it's fun. And I'll see you in the next video. And I hope you're having a creative day. Bye.